So how it has impact? It can have impact on biological, psychological, and social level, like all of those experiences that you're well familiar already with it. So what is the impact of these experiences on our clients or on refugees? Basically, at biological level, so trauma can have impact on our body because when we react to trauma, it's quite body-oriented reaction. When we're exposed to trauma, usually we try to either fight or flee or completely freeze. And because of that, our body remembers this trauma. When later on we are exposed to anything that it is similar to that trauma, it triggers our traumatic experiences. So, but also people get injured. People have, if they had experienced torture, maybe they're have giving electric shocks, beating up with cables. So it's physical injuries to the body as well. But also trauma has impact on the brain and structure on the brain. But because our brain is plastic, with treatment, it's reversible. It can go back to normal as well. And so like people are in kind of constantly they're feeling because the brain gives alarm of danger when they're exposed to anything that symbolizes their previous experiences. That's why they're constantly ready to fight. They're constantly in alert and hypervigilant. And then also people might experience from chronic pain, from illnesses, and there is a huge link between psychological problem and physical problem, and we know that psychological problem and stress can lead to physical problems as well. That's why traumatized people have a higher risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, asthma attacks, and also arthritis and muscle ache and body ache as well. So that's the biological impact. Psychologically also, they can present with post-traumatic stress symptoms, with depression, with anxiety, with anger, with grief, low self-esteem, and then also their assumption word is kind of affected. The word that we usually assume that the word is reliable, predictable, and safe, but this assumption word is destroyed because we no longer can assume that the word is safe because refugee life is so uncertain. They don't know what's going to happen in a minute time. So there's going to be a bombing and shelling attack, and next time, just in few steps, there's going to be a suicide bomb or something else. So that's why life is so unpredictable, and that's the assumption worth is destroyed for refugees psychologically, and they don't feel safe. And then socially, because of the impact of state terrorism, because they are trying to divide the community, and because of that division in the community, and kind of they're trying to break down the fabric of the society and make and bringing social isolation. People can't trust each other, so it takes them a while to trust us. And the refugee communities, as you know, they're divided. For instance, Afghans, like you would see Tajiks, Pashtuns, Hazaras, which, I mean, in the bottom line, they're all Afghans, but it's a divided, and they might not go along very well with one another either. There's conflict within the community as well. And then in trusting, so it's kind of, because they can't trust people, it can end up in social isolation and